Let's get started. Okay, today we are going to beat that face. We're going to do the most. I want to do a wing line, I want to do a cut crease, I want to do full glam, full coverage, the works. Okay, that's what's on the agenda for today. It's been so long since I sat down and filmed a makeup tutorial for you babes. However, I am filming today's toot in my new beauty room, aka my new casa. So much to catch up on. I vlogged my whole move. Real quick before I forget, I'm using my Smashbox Photo Finish primer. It's just the original, right? Yeah, it's the OG oil-free primer. Anyways, I did vlog my move. I vlogged my new car. I vlogged a lot of new things in my life, and I'm in the process of editing that vlog. The vlog should be live within the next day or two, so stay tuned for that. So even though we are going to do a cut crease and wing line and all that good stuff, I still want to apply my foundation on first. I'm not going to do concealer and baking and bronzing and all that yet, but I am going to do my foundation. So these two together have been the most amazing combo for my skin. You guys know I'm oily skin. This is a drugstore foundation. It is my #1 favorite drugstore foundation, and this is currently my favorite high-end foundation. But these two together make my skin look flawless. So the one I have to my left is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I'm wearing it in the shade Golden Beige, and it's not as thick, and it really does complement this foundation right here because this foundation is a little bit more thick consistency. This is my Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer 2-in-1. I am using it in the shade 6.5 Buttermilk. It has a really nice yellow undertone, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this puppy out of the package. I'm not kidding you guys, this is my 3rd bottle. You know what, I think I have the empty bottles right here to like show you guys how much I use this foundation. Look at this. Bottle number 1, bottle number 2, bottle number 3. So I go in with my Wet n Wild first. I remember when Wet n Wild first came out with this foundation, I was a big fan of it, but I was using it just by itself. And by itself, it does do a good job. It's just that I do have like a lot of redness on my face, and I do have acne scarring. So I felt like it wouldn't cover it up like my full coverage foundations usually do. And then I started really getting into the Clinique foundation, and I was like, you know what? Let me mix these two together and see how well it lasts on my face and whether it gives good enough coverage, because I felt like this by itself was just a little too thick for me. I started mixing these two together. Freaking magical. Time is flying by so fast this year. I just can't believe Easter already passed. How was your guys' Easter? This year we just like went to the park with all of the kiddos. They did an Easter egg hunt. I made sure I vlogged about it. It was a lot of fun. So now we're going to move on to the eyes. I'm just going to let the foundation sit on the face. It's okay if it starts creasing because we still need to apply concealer and powder and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and conceal my eyes, prepping it for my eyeshadow. I bought a brand new Tarte Shape Tape concealer just like a few days before we moved, and I cannot find it worth the life of me. Like, I cannot find it. This is the one that I'm running out of. Like, I'm scraping around the bottle. It is in the shade Light Sand. It's a shade lighter than the light medium, which I usually get light medium. I'm not tanning or anything like that, so I went and got Light Sand to see if it would be too light on me, but it actually looks really good. So I went out and got another Light Sand Tarte Shape Tape concealer, and I cannot find it. I don't know where it's at. I found all the other products that I bought with it, but I just can't find that concealer. For today's makeup tutorial, I am going to be using the Bad Habit Inferno palette, and this palette is known as the dupe to the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I haven't really compared and contrasted every single shade. If you are interested in seeing a dupes tutorial, let me know that down below in the comment section, because I have been wanting to film one. I think I have like a solid good 4 or 5 palettes that are dupes to one another, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of the background that this is a dupe to that palette, and it is super affordable. I think this palette's like $8 or somewhere around there, and it is so good. I'm going to set the eye today with my loose translucent setting powder, and all I am is going to put that all over my eye so I can set the concealer. I'm applying this with my Morphe E45 brush. This is an amazing big eyeshadow brush, and I use it literally just for this reason. I set my eyes every single day when I apply eyeshadow with this brush because it's amazing. I think I have like 4 of these. I'm going to quickly do my eyebrows off camera because it's just going to be a very long tutorial if I do it on camera, but just so you are aware of the products that I'm using to do my brows, I'm using my NYX Precision Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown, and then my ABH Dip Brow in the shade Chocolate. So I will be right back. Now that the brows are complete, we are going to move on to the crease color. What brush do I want to work with today? I'm going to work with my Morphe M441 eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to pick up this shade called Baked in this palette. It's like a really pretty nude brown eyeshadow color. And the good thing about cut creases is you don't need to be super precise in the beginning with building your crease. You can kind of make it as messy as you want because all you're going to do is go in there with concealer and you're going to cut the crease. Very nice, very nice. Okay, now I'm going to grab the shade Glow, and I'm just going to put that on top of Baked. I'm going to move to the shade Warmth. There is a lot of kickback in this palette, just so you guys know. Start moving more towards like cranberry shades. So I'm going to pick up the shade called Hot Spot. It's so beautiful. It's this really pretty pink cranberry eyeshadow shade. It has a lot of like pink and peachy undertones. I just really like Hot Spot. So I'm going to stick with the same Morphe M441 brush. I am so busy with being a realtor. I'm so busy and I'm so thankful for it, but I did not anticipate me picking up and just taking off with real estate. I thought it was going to take me like a good year or year and a half to really like start my business, to be very consistent and just busy. But I am working with 4 different buyers right now and helping them find their home. I just got done closing on helping someone sell a condo, and that closed last Friday, and it was like a really big adjustment having to get used to the whole commission based, my whole life being a W-2 employee, and then switching it up and being commission based and having to put money aside for taxes at the end of the year. It's just so different, so it really did take some like adjusting. Now I'm going to go ahead and use Bonfire, and Bonfire has a little bit more red undertones than Hot Spot does. Go ahead and grab the shade Burn and Smolder. Smolder is the darkest shade in the palette, and Burn has a lot more like purple undertones. I'm going to mix those two together, and I'm going to focus it on the outer corner of my crease. Alright, now we're going to cut the crease. I'm going to get my concealer. We're just going to dab concealer on our lid, look up, and then boom. This is such a good little beauty tip, right? I forgot who taught me that. I'm pretty positive like I saw it on one of my favorite YouTube gurus, makeup tutorial or something. Maybe it was Nikki Tutorials or something. going to sharpen up the cut crease a little bit. I'm going to dip into the shade Burn with my Morphe E36 brush. And this is like a really good precision brush. And what I'm doing here is just darkening up the line so that way the cut crease really stands out. Alright, now I'm going to put some mascara on. I'm using my Maybelline Big Shot mascara. I went back to this one because it's so good, and for some reason the first one I ever used, it dried out within like weeks of me having it, so I thought that it just dries out way too quick. But this second one has been lasting me for a long time. So I think I just got like a bad batch. I'm like scraping the tube of this to get some concealer out. And we're just going to conceal in the same exact place as we always do. And with my Morphe E1 brush, I'm going to go ahead and just make sure my whole face has powder on it. Now I'm going to go ahead and create that sharp black wing so that way we can finish up the eye. Okay, we have our eyeliner done. Now we're going to go ahead and smoke out the bottom lash line before we put on our falsies. I'm going to use the same brush I used to blend out my crease, and that's going to be my Morphe 441 brush. I'm going to start off by going in with Warmth. Now I'm going to pick up the shade Hot Spot and Bonfire together and put that on top of Warmth. Oh, excuse this hair. The eyeliner that I used for my wing is the Revlon Color Stay Skinny Liquid Liner. It is in the shade Blackout. So amazing. Highly recommend this liquid eyeliner. Since the eyes are super dramatic and we have a cut crease going on with some dramatic lashes, I think that we should keep it simple and just do a pink nude on the lips. So I'm going to use the Too Faced Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Child Star. This is one of my favorite nude liquid lipsticks to use. Good pick, right? Yeah. Okay, now we're going to put blush on. I'm using my Morphe 9N palette. It has such beautiful pink blushes. I'm going to try to keep it a little subtle, and I'm going to use the lightest two pink blushes in the palette. Let's put some mascara on our bottom lashes. Now I'm just going to put some white eyeliner on the bottom lash line so that way the eye opens up a little bit. go. For highlighter today, I am going to be using my Wet n Wild highlighter in the shade Golden Flower Crown. My favorite one used to be Precious Petals, but that one had a little bit more of pink undertones and this has more gold undertones. So I'm going to be using this right here. I'm going to be applying it with my Morphe M310 brush. I'm going to grab my MAC Fix Plus and drench the face. And while my face is a little dewy still from the Fix Plus, I'm going to grab my highlighter one more time and just really emphasize these areas. We have our finished look. I'm going to take off these cute little bunny ears and fix my hair, and I'll be right back. Sorry babes, my outro didn't record. I thought it did, but I will just have to wrap it up here by telling you guys I love you. Please don't forget to subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you babes on my next video.